So it's time for another update to the changelog. The last one was almost 3 weeks ago, so I'll just go over the things that changed since then and then some of the new things that I'm working on. So with Groundkeeper, I've sort of finished developing the slides, but unfortunately we've had to sort of reschedule the meetings with people who were going to potentially unlock us a lot of clients. This is just because one of the people who is meant to own all of that has just been really busy. I'm still trying to push them to get involved, but I think if it doesn't go anywhere, I might have to just plan to take this into my own hands. Because of this, I've also started to focus a bit more on trying out Apollo IO and using that to find customers and send out emails. So with that platform, I've been able to create an email template, and then I've imported all of the potential customers that I already had in a spreadsheet, and then I've just started to reach out to them. I still haven't had any responses yet, unfortunately, but that's just because my volume is really low. I'm still in the low double digits. So I think once I've pumped out, a lot more emails, I can start to expect to hear back from some people at least. The other project that I have is Midpoint, and one of the team members here has reached out to a designer, and now we have some really nice designs for a mobile app version. So yeah, I'm looking to start building these pages out, and then we'll implement the core logic similar to how the web version worked. But right now, the mobile app version has a very different design, and we want to be really careful with how we implement it so that it feels really nice and smooth to use. Something really funny and annoying happened with this project actually. We ended up spending over $1,000 on the Google API. Basically, this project relies heavily on that API, and we had like various algorithms that we had implemented and tested. And one of the algorithms unfortunately hit the API a bit more than we had initially expected. And so, we ended up spending $1,000 on just the API. It's really annoying that Google doesn't give you like any obvious warnings or caps by default. Instead, you have to like set those warnings up yourself, and those warnings aren't the same as actual caps. So even if you had them set up, you'll just get an email telling you, "Hey, you've reached your spending limit," but it doesn't actually stop you from spending more money, which is really annoying. Another project that I mentioned last time was this like AI property like renovation where it like takes images and does renovations to them. I built this out with my brother, and it works. It's a functional application, and I'm kind of just leaving the rest of it to him, and let him decide what he wants to do with it. We have a bit of a disagreement on what the best business approach for it is. I was thinking more towards like a SaaS, whereas he was thinking he doesn't want the end user to actually be able to generate the images themselves. It's a more of a bespoke system. I think there's advantages and disadvantages to both options, but I'm just sort of leaving it up to him to decide what he wants to do with it. I also yet again went on holiday. This time again had the intention to work, but didn't end up actually doing much work. It just seems like working while on holiday isn't really my thing. Luckily this time I was traveling with someone who was a bit more open to working while on holiday. I mean, that's what they were doing as well. And so I did have time to do a bit of work without feeling too guilty. But probably this just isn't my vibe. Like working while on holiday just isn't it. I did try out Google's Stitch product, which I mentioned last time. This was Google had acquired a different company called Galileo AI. And basically what they do is they do AI generated design mockups. The long story short is that it just sucks. Like it's really bad designs. It's not really usable. I found that just straight up prompting like Claude or ChatGPT to just design the website, it produces much better results. So that's probably what I'll end up using, if anything. I still haven't played around with VO3 models, which are like the video generation ones, but I did find out that Gemini APIs do support video as an input. And so what I did is I played around with that, and I basically, what I built is a demo app where you can upload like a video of you doing an exercise or a workout, and then it will give you feedback on your form and things like that. The API here isn't perfect in the sense that the analysis it gives isn't great. I think it's just like, it's almost what it's doing behind the scenes. It's just taking screenshots of your video and then analyzing those images. And yeah, unfortunately, the results here aren't great. So it's not working really well with these like dynamic videos where you're exercising, but it does work really well with some more basic videos. And I do think in just a few months, like these models will just get better and this kind of project will be possible. So I am exploring maybe coming back to that project and doing some kind of form checking like application where you record your workout and you get feedback on it. If you're interested to like find out more about like the random things that I try out, definitely follow me on X or Twitter, whatever it's called now. I do post like little screenshots or tweets about things that I'm working on like that. Looking at like moving forward and like the new things that I've been working on, I did sort of start a web development agency, and we got our first client project completed. So this was a paid project. I sort of kicked it off, and then I passed it on to another friend who handled a lot of the development, and another friend who is sort of talking with the client back and forth and like handling any of their requests and helping them with like deploying the final version of the application. Really excited for my friend who helped with this. It was his first time. Like he did not study computer science. He just learned how to code. And now he's, got paid for a project that he's made, which is really awesome to see. If you're interested in like opportunities like this and finding out how you can learn to code and actually get paid for it, definitely join the local host Discord. Like there's a lot of people doing similar things, learning to build projects, and eventually, you want to be able to get your own clients and get paid for your code, which is awesome. The agency also had another client actually, which was a much more high ticket project. They wanted a sort of like pharmacy website. Overall, we ended up just pitching it to them with like our proposal as best as we could, but they were just looking for a much cheaper option, which I'm fine with. Like I can't compete with price with like foreign workers, and that's fine with me. Like it just wouldn't be worth my time to work at the price, like at the budget that they had. I'm confident that I'll still be able to get clients who are more aligned with the pricing and sort of the quality that I'd be able to provide them. So I'm just in no rush there really. Overall, I'm not really pushing this agency. It's just something that I'm having in the background that I can refer to, so that in the future, if people do want me to be involved in any of their projects or something like that, I have something that I can refer to. In terms of my own personal projects, I don't really have any single main project right now. Like that used to be Grant Keeper, but that's kind of moved to the side a bit. And because of that, I'm just kind of playing around with things for fun. Like I mentioned earlier, I was doing an application where you upload videos of your workouts, and I'm trying out some other things like that as well. A lot of that has coincidentally just been React Native development, like just mobile stuff. Really enjoying that. I like the idea of building a mobile app. I've done one before that I've actually published, and so looking to do. Actually, I've done 2 mobile apps. So yeah, it's just something that I want to pursue a bit more. Because I have no main project, I am looking to talk to a lot more people in my community who've expressed interest in working with me in the past. Basically, I'm just a lot more available to work on new projects, and because of that, I'm talking to more people to sort of get ideas and sort of figure out what it is that I want to work on in the future. And so hopefully once I've settled on an idea in the next like month or two, I can then really commit to that for like maybe 3 months, maybe 6 months, similar to what I did with Grant Keeper, and sort of take a project really far. And in the meantime, I just plan on releasing some mini projects and sort of take my own advice that I give, which is to sort of build stuff around trends or around communities that I'm actually involved in. So currently I'm looking at building a very simple mobile app for practicing Arabic phrases. But yeah, that's like mostly what I'm looking to do in the next like month or so. Yeah, if you're interested in this kind of stuff, definitely join the local host Discord. There's a lot of very like-minded people who love to chat about tech, careers, finance, news, things like that. So definitely join that. We're almost at 60 members. So yeah, definitely join.